Hi and welcome back to mylifeinshape.com. Today we're going to learn how to do hummus with my vegan friend Ben.
Hello. So obviously the first ingredient, vital ingredient for hummus is chickpeas. So what we've got just enough chickpeas to make maybe a week's worth of hummus if you eat hummus like twice, 2 or 3 times a week. Now we're going to drain off 1 can of the chickpeas and rinse them. The fatal mistake, however, that a lot of people make is they actually drain off both cans of chickpeas, but you actually want some of that water. It's really quite tasty. So we're going to chuck these in our mixer, and then we're going to chuck the can of chickpeas with the water into the mixer as well.
Does that give it like that extra kind of taste?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's just been sitting in there soaking up all the chickpea flavour. I mean, there's certain things that you do want to drain off when you're using chickpeas. Like you wouldn't put the chickpeas in a chana masala sauce with the water, that would be gross. But they do give a nice little flavour, and it means you have to use less oil because you're just keeping up the liquid part of it there, and you're keeping it on. So we'll just start to blend the chickpeas a little bit. And we'll just pour in the oil so we can have a look at the consistency. There you go. I mean, you want about that much oil. That was full when I started pouring it in. So that's looking like it's good. I mean, when we wrap it up to full speed, all those chunky bits will start to come down. But there's a few more ingredients to go yet. So
right. Dark
tahini, if I can open it. The dark tahini goes in as well. Now you probably want about half of a jar of dark tahini for the amount of chickpeas that you're using. So again, we'll switch this on and just hope that the tahini comes out. But because this one has been sitting in the fridge for a while, it's taking its time. So we'll lob this off and we'll just do it the old-fashioned way. See, look, this is the kind of consistency of tahini when it's been sat in the fridge.
So you want it to have sat in the fridge for a while, or do you
No, ideally not. Ideally you want it runny. I mean, there's no benefit to it sitting in the fridge. It goes all lumpy. But it's the only way that it keeps.
So maybe you could take it out of the fridge and to room temperature like half an hour before? Or...
Oh yeah, definitely. That's ideal. But all it is it's sesame seeds mushed up. So if you do open a can before, or a jar before, you do want to put it in the fridge to keep. It's all gooey. Let's just get this last bit out. I think it's going to be nice. There you go. I did wash my hands. You didn't see that off camera. Right, let's throw this up. Okay, now we're going to throw in the garlic. Now, one little trick I have been taught by a friend of mine is to cut the garlic into some salt. Now, I don't know why, but I trust this person to give good advice on what to do. So, I mean, it's supposed to give a little bit extra flavor if you do something like this. I guess because it reacts straight away when it's being cut.
Interesting.
And let's do the other one. And you have to listen to Prefab Sprout as well when you're making this recipe for hummus.
Of course.
Okay, so just 2 cloves of garlic for the amount you've got. You don't want it to be overpowering. And then again, whip on the blender. Now you want quite a healthy squeeze of lemon juice in there as well. So that can go in. A fresh lemon's fine, or equally from the bottle. I might just put a little bit more in there. There you go. Now, cumin, that's a very important ingredient. Gives it that extra kick that hides just behind these fairly bland flavors. Until you get your nice spices in there.
So how much of it do you actually put in?
You want about a tablespoon.
Okay.
Then we're also going for a little paprika.
So do you know where hummus actually comes from?
The Middle East. Did I get that right?
We'll have to find out.
And now the key ingredient. Now this recipe is sort of, it's an amalgamation of different kinds of hummus that I've just picked up from other places. But the baking soda or baking powder is a key ingredient in a recipe that I picked up from The Guardian. And it actually does, it gives it like a bit of fluff, a bit of furry airiness to it. That means, you know, it feels a bit more light. So just a teaspoon of this stuff. There you go, and you can already see it becoming a bit more fluffy. I'm just going to put a little bit more oil in because I'm seeing how fast it's going around. It's going around quite slowly. I want it to start looking a bit more whooshy is the technical term. Now that's starting to look good. Now we just want to top it off by putting a little bit of salt and pepper in. Excuse me there, David. Not too much because we've already flavoured it with some paprika and some cumin and some lemon juice to bring out all the other flavours. But a bit of salt and pepper will top it off nicely. And let's have a little look at this. Now obviously when you're doing hummus and you're nearing the end, you just want to have a quick taste to see, is there anything that I'm missing? Is there anything that could do with a bit more? And
Season to taste.
no, that's perfect. We don't need anything else. So thank you very much. This is Ben's vegan hummus.